So, after Ring of Honor Final Battle last night, one of the big news items coming out of it was that Tony Khan announced that Ring of Honor will finally have its own programming to itself, its own television weekly live show to itself. The only problem, though, is it's not going to be on regular television. Whether it's part of the Turner Network's syndication or some other network, it's not going to be on regular cable or broadcast television. Instead, it's going to be on HonorClub, for the price of $9.99. Now, some might say that's not a bad offer, to have access to Ring of Honor, basically the weekly shows and even the archival events that Tony Khan has access to and can build a library around, or reestablish the library, around it, so that people can get a better idea of what Ring of Honor is. That's not a bad idea. The only problem, though, is, as far as wrestling fans are concerned, they've been there with Ring of Honor. They've been there with $102 a year or something like that when it came to having the service. And sometimes the service wasn't that good. I mean, a lot of people even complained about the fact that around the beginning of the double dog collar match between the Briscoes and FTR, that they had glitches, that the whole thing just went out for a brief period. So to me, I think a lot of fans being a little disappointed at the fact that Tony Khan didn't come out and say, yeah, we're going to be on TNT, we're going to be on TBS, or we got to deal with this cable network, or we got to deal with this broadcast network or affiliates of networks. For him not to say that and instead say it's going to be on HonorClub for $9.99, again, there are going to be people that are going to be acceptable of that, because if they're kind of new to the Ring of Honor product and want to know why Tony Khan bought it as a secondary promotion outside of AEW, again, they will have access to all that archival footage, of the past, 20 plus years. It's 20 years now this year. So yeah, past 20 years, to kind of get them up to speed as to who's gone through the doors of Ring of Honor, past, present, and potentially future. As well as all the other events, under the pay-per-view chronological library, like the past Final Battles, like the past Death Before Dishonor, Supercard of Honor, stuff like that. But even though some people are mixed about it, some are okay with it, some are not, I think, honestly, it's just a temporary deal. It's just one of those situations to where right now talks to try to get it on, a bigger platform have indefinitely stalled. And I think it does have to do with the fact that, two members of the roster are the Briscoes, the one who became 13-time tag team champions, beating FTR. And it's all based around the Briscoes' comments from almost a decade ago, which, again, as many people have pointed out, Jay Briscoe, I think, was the one that made those comments. He's trying to atone for. He's trying to make up for. Basically coming out and saying, hey, look, what I said years ago was dumb. It was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. And I'm trying to make, and here. Look, I'm trying to do my best to make up for it. But in today's social media platform, everybody knows that you can make certain comments, the way Jay did years, decades before, and even though in the present day you're trying to better yourself, those things can come to the forefront, and it can hurt you in the long run. I mean, look at Nick Carter. He just lost his brother, and now some fan is coming out and saying he did this to me. And what did it do? It basically caused ABC to yank the Backstreet Boys' very Backstreet Christmas special from the primetime lineup, because it was scheduled to come out this Thursday, I think after the Beauty and the Beast thing. So they yanked that, off the air because of these allegations. And pretty much, I think everybody can kind of see that these allegations aren't going to stand, because when you think about the time of year as to when these allegations are happening, it's all about somebody wanting money, money, money. But even possible false allegations like that are having an effect even, 10, 20 years later. The same with, like I said, with the Briscoes. Even though Jay's trying to make up for what he said, what he said still has an effect not just on him, but by extension Ring of Honor. And by extension having that effect on Ring of Honor, it kind of causing a bit of a headache with it. I think TK wants to admit or not, causing a bit of a frustrational headache for him to get them a TV deal. And that's about all I can say about it when it comes to him having no choice but to go back to basically back to the basics of Ring of Honor and just put it on HonorClub, but add the price point of $9.99 a month. And look, if I'm Tony Khan, and I know not everybody's going to want to pay $9.99 for just weekly pay-per-views, like they did 20 years ago when TNA did it with the NWA TNA weekly shows, knowing that times are different, that basically times have changed in the past 2 decades. If I'm Tony Khan, I do not give up on trying to get Ring of Honor on a bigger platform. In fact, if I'm Tony Khan, I look at the fact that we have Pluto TV. Everybody has access to Pluto TV. If I'm Tony Khan, I notice that we have YouTube as well, and I look at what other promotions are doing, like what the NWA is doing, what MLW is doing. They're showing, the first broadcasting the shows on Fight TV, like the NWA is, and Pluto, I think even Pluto TV, like MLW is doing. And then what they're doing after that is they're bringing, the show over to, they're bringing the show over to YouTube for free. Even Impact is kind of doing that. They're doing it with the Impact Members Program, which again, is a paid subscription deal, but still, they're giving people access to matches and everything, if not entire events, almost for free when within a certain time limit of maybe 24, 48 hours. I mean, they pretty much just uploaded the Josh Alexander Matt Bailey match that ran for about 60 minutes uncut. So to me, if I'm Tony Khan, I look at what all these other promotions are doing, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna keep my idea to put Ring of Honor, Ring of Honor's weekly show, on HonorClub for $9.99, but I also consider that maybe 24 hours, 48 hours later, I also put it on for free on Ring of Honor's YouTube page. That's what I do. I make that decision of, okay, I'm going to keep it the way it is, but to make sure there's more eyes on the product, I'm also going to put it on maybe a couple of days later on the YouTube page for free. So that way, people could see maybe what others are talking about. I'm just saying. But I don't think I should but if I'm Tony Khan, I don't think I should let this deter me. Because all this is going to do, if I'm Tony Khan, is motivate me to want to get Ring of Honor on a bigger platform. And if that bigger platform is to probably go the route, like I said, that the NWA and MLW and to an extent Impact are doing with YouTube, then so be it. I think that'd probably be the best avenue if you want an honest opinion. It would be the best. Now, if you want an honest opinion, I'll give you an honest opinion. It is the best avenue for them to go. I really do. But, as far as Ring of Honor, kind of migrating away off of AEW television, it's kind of a good thing for them. I mean, they're not. I mean, let's be honest though, they're not going to totally migrate away indefinitely. I mean, even after they get their own weekly show, Ring of Honor is still going to be part of AEW. You know that. In fact, I can already tell you, in my personal opinion, what's going to happen. That you're going to have, because you notice how they're testing all these live rampages, now on Fridays. I think what's going to happen is you're going to have Dark and Dark Elevation get moved to being taped before a live rampage, and then you're going to have Ring of Honor get taped before Dynamite. I think that's what's going to happen. I think you're going to have AEW Dark, I think Dark Elevation, be taped before Rampage, and then Rampage is going to go live, and then before Dynamite, you're going to have Ring of Honor. I think that's how it's going to be set up. So that way it's cost efficient for Tony Khan to basically get everything taken care of within the span of 1 or 2 nights a week. That's just how I think it's going to happen. And yeah, it's going to take time for them to, change things up, take the ring aprons off and everything? Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is how WWE has done it. WCW did it. You know, all they have to do is just replace the ring apron with a new one, go from there. And yeah, if it does get exposed underneath the one ring apron, it says Ring of Honor. Yeah, it does give away the fact that, you know, Ring of Honor gets taped before, you know, Dynamite. But sorry about that, but like I said, you know, I just think that's what is a strong possibility. It's cost efficient for Tony Khan. He doesn't have to keep booking different arenas, you know, all across the country for, you know, 2 different promotions. I think when you look at, like I said, the way they're testing these live rampages now, I think there's a reason. And that reason is Rampage will go live, and then before Rampage he's going to have Dark or Ring of Honor, and that before Dynamite he's going to have Ring of Honor or Dark Elevation, that is. So I think that's what. Sorry about that again. It's like I mentioned in one video, my mom didn't go to church today. She usually goes from church to my sister, spend times there, but because of the rain we've had, she's like, screw it, I'm going to stay home. But also it's because she's getting older too, so that's why. But anyway, getting back on topic, you know, I think that's probably what they're going to do. I think, honestly, they're going to, you know, essentially, in my opinion, they're going to broadcast, they're going to do live editions of Dynamite, live editions of Rampage, you know, starting in 2023, and that before Rampage we're going to get Dark Elevation or Ring of Honor, and that before Dynamite we're going to get Ring of Honor or Dark Elevation. That's how I see it. And because, like I said, you know, it's more cost efficient. I mean, put yourself in Tony Khan's shoes. What would you rather do? Spend the extra money to book different arenas solely just for 1 hour or 2 hours of, you know, Ring of Honor tapings, you know, one being live, one being taped for the following week? Or would you rather, you know, what's the one I'm looking for? Would you rather, you know, what's the one I'm trying, I just had it. I can't even think of the word here. Call it hold on for a sec. It's going to be multiple. Or would you rather, sorry about that, would you rather collisate, you know, bring it all together under one roof? Again, sorry about that, but like I said, wouldn't you rather consolidate? Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. Consolidate and bring it all together under one roof instead of spending money? You know, what would be the better option for you? So I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I think Tony Khan is basically going to go that route in 2023 to where, you know, that we're going to see the results basically of Rampage being live, being basically because of the fact that he's going to do a live Rampage for an hour, but before then he's going to do an hour's worth of Dark Elevation or Ring of Honor. And then, you know, with Dynamite, pretty much the same thing. He's going to do 2 hours of Dynamite, but then before he's going to do an hour or so of Elevation or Ring of Honor. I think when you consolidate all that together, it's a lot more affordable, it's a lot more cost efficient, you know, than, you know, just booking different arenas solely for one promotion and then another promotion. Because, you know, over time, it gets expensive. Let's be honest, it gets expensive. So, anyway, though, I just wanted to come on here and give you my thoughts on this. Again, I don't think this should be a deterring, I don't think this decision to be on HonorClub for $9.99 should deter him. I think Tony Khan should look at this as basically as motivation to try to get Ring of Honor on a bigger platform, you know, eventually down the line, hopefully before 2023 is over. And I think during 2023 he should look at the other promotions and what they're doing and consider this platform, YouTube, as sort of an extension to basically maybe a couple of days after Ring of Honor's initial broadcast on HonorClub, they could put it on for free here on YouTube so that everybody can catch up to it that don't want to pay that $9.99 a month. So, you know, that's just my opinion. That's just my thought and opinions on it. But let me know what your thoughts are. How do you feel about it? Let me know down below in the comments as well as in the live chat during the premiere. Like the video. Check out the Teespring store, guys. And until next time, I'm out.